inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse on a Wednesday evening. Charles McNeil and my broadcast partner Chad Cook ready to bring you another exciting game in the Peach Belt Conference. It's Augusta University, the Jaguars, preseason #1 pick in all the land, taking on Francis Marion, the Patriots, in this contest. Francis Marion had a little bit of a struggle thus far this year. They're 0-5 on the road as they come into a hostile environment. And Augusta's 9-4 overall, 4-1 in the Peach Belt Conference, and looking to assert themselves in what should be a high-scoring affair. Chad, the last couple of weeks for the Jaguars, not too bad. 4-1 in the conference, 2-1 in the new year. They sandwich wins over Clayton State, 98-81 on January 4th, 83-78 over Young Harris last Saturday, with an 88-82 loss in Greenwood against another one of their rivals on Wednesday, Lander.
Yeah, Lander's the other team in the conference at 4-1. USC Aiken, as you mentioned, undefeated. So, losing on the road to one of the top 3 teams in the conference, nothing to be ashamed of. Getting 2 out of 3 wins on the road is the kind of stuff that leads to good seasons. Now, defending home court is the other thing that leads to a good season.
What are the keys to victory?
Well, first and foremost, Coach Dip Mitras, it's one of the top field goal shooting teams in the country. He talked about with Francis Marion trapping and trying to speed things up, he wants his team to take the best shot instead of the first available shot. When it comes to on the defensive side of the court, Winston Hill, a sophomore, he hurt us last year, even being guarded by the defensive player of in the conference, Dean Williams, hurt us last year. So we're going to have to be able to stop him today. And then I mentioned a second ago, defending home court. That's the third key.
Yeah, we must protect this house. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be the tip-off, starting lineups, and all that good stuff inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse. It's Augusta University basketball on SUV TV.
You are anything but ordinary. You have your own path and your own potential to realize. At Augusta University, the advantages created by our diversity in thought, culture, and collaboration give you and us infinite opportunity. Together, we're changing our community, our campus, and our world. We are boundless. We are Augusta University.
And let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups for Augusta University. At guard, the point guard, 6'1" sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, Tyree Myers. Joining him in the backcourt. a 5'11 sophomore from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Miguel Arnold. That small forward, number 21, he's a junior from Huntersville, North Carolina, 6'4", Troy Cracknell. At power forward, 6'4" senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 22, Rafael Montero. And at center, the transfer from Georgia Southern, 7-footer sophomore from Griffin, Georgia, Tyshawn Crawford. It's been almost 30 days since we last brought you Augusta University basketball, and what a barn burner they were in the last time we got a chance to bring them to you. And Crawford had an outstanding performance with multiple dunks, and he's ready to show exactly what he's made of here. Francis Marion, let's give you their tale of the tape. Of course, they're coached by Gary Edwards, and they have a team that has multiple outstanding scores. They've got 5 guys in double figures, as their starting lineup will be rendered in just a moment as they head out on the floor. But the guy that you want to watch in this one is the aforementioned Winston Hill, 6'7" sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina, Irmo High School. He plays forward, averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists a game. Also at forward, the 6'6" junior out of Columbia, South Carolina, Blythewood High School, number 1, Keith Matthews. In the backcourt, Jaquez Smith, 5'7" senior from Ocala, Florida, number 4. And the ball is in the air, and the tip is controlled by Augusta. Augusta coached by Dip Mitras in his 16th season. They get it down low to Montero. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Crawford, and through his hands, it goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by Francis Marion. Francis Marion giving up a lot in the low post. Their tallest player on their roster. As the outside shot up, but no good. Rebounded by Crawford. And his first flush of the game comes in close. Just 25 seconds into this one, and Augusta with a 2-0 lead. And a throwaway. They allow him to retrieve. Nice drive and a finish. That's Smith. Smith out of North Augusta High School. It's a return home for him. He's got some fans here. Anxious to see him do his thing. Smith averaging 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists as Cracknell goes with the reverse. Cracknell averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds a game. Bank shot. Put up by Smith, no good. Completing the rest of their roster, Alex Cox on the floor, as is Jalil Robinson. Outside jump shot in the air, no good. Rebounded and pulled out of there and into the hands of Smith. He'll set the offense as they work against a man-to-man for Augusta. This Francis Marion team likes to get up and down the floor. Winston Hill has led the team in scoring 9 games this season. Montero, the right-handed layup on the floater.
Nice little touch shot by Rafael Montero. That's what he's best at.
6-2 is our score. Augusta with the lead. Just underway. Pull up a chair and enjoy the action from the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Nice crowd on hand, and they should enjoy this one. Keith Matthews with the shot attempt out of Blythewood High School in Columbia. Got an injured player back down underneath. His teammates coming down to check on him. That's Tyree Myers.
Tyree's been nursing a tender knee for some time now. Looks like he's telling the guys they're going to have to maybe go without him here.
He doesn't want to put any kind of pressure on that knee. I think he's going to go have a seat over there with the cheerleaders. They checked his flexibility. After he felt comfortable enough, he was able to get up under his own power.
Yeah, Tyree Myers is the toughest guy I know when it comes to playing basketball. We'll see if he's able to get back on the court here today.
Early substitution for Darren Lucas White. Cracknell, Lucas White, the right-handed jump hook.
Darren Lucas White is what I would call the 6th starter on the team, plays starters minutes. Comes in, brings a different gear than Tyree Myers at that point guard position. Real live body. Fellow sophomore. All 3 of Augusta's guards that play heavy minutes, Myers, Arnold, and Lucas White are sophomores. Have really helped turn this program, put this program back on its familiar track of championship basketball.
Pair of free throws for the 78% free throw shooter. And Augusta's lead is 8-2 with Lucas White all over the North Augusta product. Three-pointer in the air, no good. Loose ball rebound and picked up. And Miguel Arnold has it. This should be a good matchup. Arnold matching wits with Smith. As another deep left wing jump shot falls for Augusta.
Great job by Miguel Arnold spotting the open shooter Troy Cracknell, who's been on fire of late.
That's his 30th made 3 of the season. Augusta with their largest lead at 9. 11-2 in the onset of this one.
I mentioned Darren Lucas White bringing a different gear to things at that point guard position. You're already starting to see it when he's guarding Jaquez Smith on this end of the court. Darren Lucas White lets out a scream upon forcing that turnover.
Miguel Arnold will check out. Gabe Mueller will come in early. Mahler got his pocket picked.
Again, Lucas White.
Augusta's got numbers, 4 on 2. Extra pass. Lucas White in the post. There it is. The big fella.
Boy, Darren Lucas White has made an instant impact, forcing a turnover, getting a block shot on that opportunity by Francis Marion, and then feeding the big man, Tyshawn Crawford, for an easy 2.
Augusta 4-2 on their home floor this year as a three-pointer knocked down by a guy who's a volume shooter here in the early going, Smith.
So here's
got
where
all 5 of their points.
Yeah, here you're going to see Lucas White. He's been doing a great job, but he tries to go take the shortcut around this screen, gets caught, tries to make up for it in his overzealousness, makes contact with Smith on the follow-through, gives him a chance for a 4-point play. That's the thing about Darren. He's an excellent defensive player. He's a high-energy defensive player, but he can get caught fouling. And we saw that actually in the very first home game of the season against Catawba. Only was able to play 8 minutes that game, fouled out in only 8 minutes of play. They're going to need him, especially with Tyree Myers, coming up, possibly injured here in the early going. Darren Lucas White only has 1 foul so far, as you see him feeding Tyshawn Crawford there. I know Dip Metris is wondering where the foul call is on that play. But Darren Lucas White's going to have to stay in this ball game. Here's Crawford again. This is just a powerful finish here. You see the Augusta University fans in the background hollering their approval. It's a great crowd here tonight for Augusta. The first home game of 2020.
Jaguar United is the theme for tonight. The student body definitely has come out to support the Jaguars. It's a 4-point play. Very rarely do you see that conventional 4-point play as Smith comes through. 88% free throw shooter. Augusta's lead is cut in half, but only for a moment.
Coach Dip Metris wants Augusta to take the best shot and not the first shot. For most players, that wouldn't have been the correct shot according to that philosophy on that play, but for somebody like Troy Cracknell, it's just what the doctor ordered.
Pump fake in the shot attempt. No good, but a whistle and a foul as Matthews.
Gabe Muller getting away with a travel there. So that's the kind of play where, you know, that's the first available shot, but when it's a guy like Troy Cracknell, that's the best shot. He showed that at Young Harris on Saturday with his scoring explosion. I mentioned Tyree Myers being the toughest basketball player I know. He's back on the court for more.
Matthews, second leading scorer on his team, averaging 13 points a game, 1 of 2 from the line. Cracknell looking for another, and he has it.
Pure shooter, Troy Cracknell. Great recognition by Rafael Montero getting him that ball. Just a really good read of the defense there.
Cracknell, the loose ball rebound. Got it taken away momentarily by Gabriel Dickerson. And he reaches in and commits a foul.
We'll see Rafael Montero here. He wants the lob to Tyshawn Crawford, but when the help comes, that leaves Troy Cracknell open. And Montero reads it perfectly. Where are you going to see a power forward making an intelligent basketball player like that, intelligent basketball play like that? Tell you what, you will at Augusta University with this guy. Rafael Montero, I've got him as a Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year type candidate. You know, might be the second year in a row that Augusta's able to field such a player after Dean Williams won it last year.
Dean also got Defensive Player of the Year. And we got traveling violation. Jamal Edmondson. Myers back on the floor for Augusta, as is Miguel Arnold. Robert Barloon also in the lineup for the Jaguars as the ball just goes out of the reach of his outstretched arm. And a pull-up. Francis Marion in a 3-2 zone. Miguel Arnold. His shot will not count.
Miguel had a tough time shooting the ball. One of the rare times he'll have a tough time shooting the ball Saturday at Young Harris. He was able to see that one drop. Unfortunately for him, he put his foot on the line first.
Smith. Deflection, Edmondson. He's strong on that one. And now Augusta's running. Arnold, cross-court pass to Cracknell. Drive and a jumper.
I don't know if we caught that. I think we might have caught that on camera after Troy Cracknell made that shot. He looked the other way like, I'm on. He's got a smile on his face right now.
He's got a season average, Chad. We're not even halfway through the first half. There he is again. Smith, that's his third field goal. He's got 8. 8 of his team's 9. Cracknell, that's another one.
Tyree Myers not only had 11 points Saturday, but he also had 11 assists, and that assist to Troy Cracknell is Tyree Myers at his best. Knowing who's hot, knowing who needs the ball, and how to get it to him.
Shot attempt up there by Matthews, no good. And Augusta, in particular, Troy Cracknell, with 16 points and 4 made threes. And we're not yet halfway through the opening quarter. Miguel Arnold drives. There he is again. Cracknell, yes. It's the Troy Cracknell show. 19 points.
Sorry to cut you off. Troy is absolutely feeling it. I've never seen Troy talk this much on the court. He can't hold in his enthusiasm.
He got sandwiched on that one. Edmondson misfired from close range, wanted a foul. And Myers. Cracknell on the wing. Myers kicks it back to him.
I love how Tyree keeps finding Troy.
Looks like they may go with a box and one. On the wing, Myers will try his luck. Yes. First field goal for Myers, averaging 9 points a game. And it's 30-9. And a throwaway. We got an official timeout on the floor. Augusta up by 21, and Demetris has to be pleased with what he's seen in this opening salvo.
Well, right now we're going to see the best of Troy Cracknell. This is the best of Tyree Myers. That whole time he knew where he was going with it. He knew who he was creating a shot for. And there's no better guy right now to create a shot for than Troy Cracknell.
Gotta love the fact that they drive, draw, and kick. When you've got the hot hand, you know what to do with it.
I mean, really, we're going to see Rafael Montero do it here. Just what you said, drive, draw, and kick. Tyree Myers, Miguel Arnold, and there Rafael Montero. 3 different players have gone out of their way to get Troy Cracknell an open look. Augusta's playing lights out basketball right now.
And that's when you know things are going your way. Even loose balls find you. Excellent job by our SUV TV staff. And the crew doing an awesome job under the direction of Marcus Burnett.
What a 50-minute stretch. When you go back to the 40 minutes played at Young Harris on Saturday and the first 10 minutes of basketball here today, there's no doubt in my mind that Troy Cracknell has never been as hot as he has been these last 50 minutes of play.
Lucas White now running the point. He got his jersey pulled. I think his right arm as well.
You know, Augusta's got one of the top field goal shooting teams in the country. It's because of the brand of basketball they play, the intelligence they play with, and the shooting capability of the players. So I expect to see Troy Cracknell continue to get opportunities. We see him here.
For Cracknell, just his second miss from distance. It's 5 of 6 before that missed shot.
And on that play, you see Augusta going way out of their way to get Cracknell, continue to get him looks. Robert Barloon sets the screen, and it's kind of like Steph Curry. They talk about Steph Curry's gravity. Whoever's guarding him tries to stick close to him, and then whoever man screens for him, that guy tries to help out, and that gives Robert Barloon the opportunity to go crash the glass and get the miss, a la Draymond Green, or back in the older days, JaVale McGee, that kind of opportunity getter.
32-9, didn't see this one coming, and a throwaway.
And, you know, as good as Augusta's offense has been in this first 10 minutes and 30 seconds, the defense has been just as effective. 9 points in, you know, over a fourth of a game is high-level basketball.
Before you get too comfortable in your chair, Francis Marion has made 100 three-pointers on the season.
Is that more than Troy Cracknell's made here today?
Maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah, Francis Marion's a high-powered offense. They scored 117 points in a game already this year.
Yeah, they've actually scored 100 or more points 4 times this season. So far, they've been held in check, 32-9. Tried the lob, did Montero, deflected away. And Matthews in the front court, driving, and the kick. Extra pass leads to a jump shot from the perimeter, side of the rim. Montero with the board. Looks like we got some volleyball action happening out here. You just saw Dip Meachers throw the volleyball back up to a couple of young fans that were playing up in the concourse. As we got a steal. Oh, and that is punched by Raphael. And Smith knocking it down from distance. Smith, as a senior, his final return, barring an opportunity in the Peach Belt Conference tournament.
Jacquez Smith has been starting for Francis Marion since day one and making his last trip to Augusta count.
He's got 11. Lucas White, the iron unkind. So a 20-point lead. 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. And Mahler on the trigger. Crawford in the post. Deep post position. Lucas White gets it to him. Step back. Jumper. Oh, it pops in and pops out. Big fella really wanted that jumper. Smith with another attempt. He's got it. That's his third made three.
Well, Smith's on fire. Francis Marion's playing short-handed. We talked about Winston Hill before the game. He is out tonight. See him over there in street clothes. He's been nursing an ankle problem for the better part of his 2 seasons at Francis Marion. So it's fallen on Smith to produce a lot of offense here.
He says, I'm up for the task. Smith with his 3 makes so far gives him 23 on the season. He leads the team. 3-point makes.
We're going to see Smith make one here after the big block from Rafael Montero. So, well, actually, we just missed it.
With the timeout on the floor, we can let you know where the Jaguars will be next. You can travel with the Jaguars to UNC Pembroke, North Carolina, this Saturday, 3:30 for the men, 1:30 for the women. And our next webcast, home game, will be here a week from tonight, January 22nd, as we take on North Georgia. The women at 5:30 and the men shortly thereafter. So a 17-point lead. Augusta's led by as many as 23. Edmondson kicks it on the wing, and there's a wide open 3. Jalil Robinson, his first field goal for Gray Collegiate.
I think that was a mistake by Tyshawn Crawford, doubling in the post.
Crawford. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Yeah, Crawford makes up for it on the other end. Nice feed over the top from Rafael Montero.
On the wing with the fling. Ding. Norton.
You called it about don't fall asleep on Francis Marion and their ability to make 3-point shots.
Augusta with 6, and they have now 5. And here we go, Crawford. Oh, we got too far out. Smith elevating and knocking it down. That's the 4th for Smith. 6 for his squad. 6 in the game for Augusta. And the lead is down to 10. Cracknell. Stolen from him. Bullet pass to Edmondson, and he scores.
Quite the run by Francis Marion. Augusta at one time led 32-9. 17-2 run by Francis Marion, led by Jaquez Smith. As we see here, everybody's getting in on the act. Here we'll see Jaquez Smith pull up for 3. Hometown boy making his mark.
.521 left to play in the opening half. 34-26 is our score. Augusta University with the lead in the basketball. Myers. Montero. Back to Myers with shot clock down inside of 10. Myers, strong drive. A whistle and a foul inside.
That's something Tyree Myers did a lot last year. When the shot clock would run down, the team would count on him to make something happen off the dribble. He's got such a command on the ball, handling it, and then great strength. Makes him hard to guard.
.79% free throw shooter. He's got 5, and the lead's back to 10. Smith thought about a 3. Edmondson on the wing. Matthews finds Robinson. Edmondson. Shot clock down to 11. And a rejection inside by Crawford. Shot clock down to 5. Robinson on the wing. And that misses everything, but they're going to play on. Crawford wants it in close and gives it up to Arnold for 3.
Now, if Miguel Arnold joins the three-point shooting party, Augusta's going to be hard to stay with if you're Francis Marion.
43rd made 3 for the 38% shooter from long distance, Miguel Arnold.
Jacquez Smith. We'll get to him in a second. Good job by Tyshawn Crawford hitting the open man off the double team. Now we see Smith on the other end. He's been absolutely outstanding for Francis Marion. Rejects the screen there and just pulls it.
They called that a 2-point field goal, right, Chad?
Well, I thought it was a 3, but they must have called. Well,
if we could see that one again.
No, it was a 3 because Augusta was up 10 and Miguel Arnold made it 13.
The reason I want to see it again, it looks like the official puts out 2 fingers. Unless the foul was against number 2. That's what it was, Tyree Myers.
Yeah, he was well beyond the line.
And that was one of those kick-out fouls. If that was the NBA, that would not have counted.
Oh, yeah, he used his legs. Actually, it would have counted in the NBA because they tend to favor the shooter. So, NBA's not much on emphasizing the defensive side when it comes to the rules and enforcing the rules.
So second opportunity for a rare 4-point play for Smith. Got 5 threes in the game, and for the second time, he's got a 4-point play. He's got 21. Troy Cracknell with 19 to lead the Jaguars. Oh, Lucas White with an explosive reverse move there.
Beautiful finish by Darren Lucas White. You know, he uses that back door well. Over the weekend, actually last Wednesday, he dunked that one. Here he finishes with a sweet reverse layup.
Short on the jump shot, Cracknell. And Arnold has it. He wants Cracknell. Down low to the big guy. Strong move, a whistle and a foul.
Here we're going to see the finish by Lucas White. Another great pass by Rafael Montero. Last week, Darren dunked that ball there. He was contested at the rim, so he goes to the other side and finishes a la MJ back in the 80s and 90s. So we've talked a lot about Jacquez Smith going pretty much, I would say, nuts, shooting the ball. And right on cue, Darren Lucas White re-enters the game. I expect to see him guarding Jacquez Smith from here on out. We'll see if Jacquez is able to continue his hot streak against Augusta's best defender.
Rare make by Tyshawn Crawford at the free throw line. 34% free throw shooter, averaging 11 points and 9 rebounds. Really stepped up his offense over the last 4 or 5 games. He's comfortable in the offense. And they're looking to him more and more as he'll get a breather. Augusta averages 85 points a game. Francis Marion 81 while yielding 90 to their opponents.
Smith gets a switch onto Troy Cracknell.
Floater up, no good by Smith. It's a 13-point lead. Augusta's largest lead was 23.
So not only have has Augusta adjusted by putting Darren Lucas White onto Jaquez Smith, I also expect, whether it's Lucas White or Troy Cracknell on a switch, I expect everybody to make Jaquez Smith beat him with twos now. You know, he's proven that if you give him that clean release, he's going to make the three. On the last play, Troy made him get all the way into the paint and finish a tough little in-between shot. He was unable to do it. I don't expect to see Jaquez Smith stepping into a clean three again here, at least in the first half in these final 2.5 minutes.
Augusta's leading scorer, Rafael Montero, buries a pair of free throws, 89% free throw shooter. Leading scorer averaging 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. Alex Cox on the perimeter launches. He's got it. So the sophomore from Concord, North Carolina is on the board. It leads back down to 12. Myers tried to find Montero. Steal by Smith. Augusta got back defensively.
Let's see if Tyree Myers is able to keep Jaquez Smith off that three-point line here.
Smith.
He made that one, but I do think that Augusta's best bet is to make him continue to make that kind of shot. That's a tough one. Shows how hot he is right now.
You talked about their star, Winston Hill. He's become an assistant coach on the sideline, loving every bit of this. He, along with Gary Edwards. Coach Edwards now has Smith in front of him. Some words of encouragement as Montero's back at the line.
You rattled off Rafael Montero's numbers a second ago. He's, again, another rarity in that he has gotten better as conference play has come. Statistics are just off the charts.
Conference only through the first 5 games. Montero taking care of business, upping his average from 18.7 points a game to 20.2. Rebounding from 7.6 to 9.8 as there's another 3 ball.
You were prophetic when you said Augusta cannot sleep on Francis Marion's ability to make three-pointers. Here, so much attention given to Jaquez Smith. You see Tyree Myers all the way off his man. Great left-handed fling pass by Smith. And Jaleel Robinson bangs it.
Yeah, they entered the game, Chad, with 100 makes and 309 attempts, 32.4% from distance. In conference play, they upped that to 33.8 with 45 makes in 5 games. That's an average of 9 a game. They've got 10 so far in this one. Make that 9 3-pointers made by Francis Marion. 7 for Augusta. Arnold. Shot clock is off. Game clock with 15 seconds remaining. Smith with Myers in front of him. Down to 5 seconds. There's a shot attempted. There's another one for Smith. Six 3-pointers for Jaquez Smith, the young man out of North Augusta High School in Ocala, Florida. The senior getting it done as they cut the 23-point deficit down to 5 at the break. 46-41 is our score. And it's the Jaquez Smith show. Unofficially with 26 points in that first half to offset 19 for Troy Cracknell. Cracknell hadn't scored in the last 7 minutes of that opening half of play. So we played 20 minutes at the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Real tough and important contest for Augusta as they try to continue to keep pace with the rest of the league playing tonight. And against the Francis Marion team that has struggled on the road, 0-5 this year. We're at halftime. We'll come back in a few minutes and give you statistics from the first half and a look ahead to the second half. Chad will join me again in just a few moments. Stay tuned. You're watching continuing coverage of Augusta University basketball powered by SUV TV and AUGB ball.
You are anything but ordinary. You have your own path and your own potential to realize. At Augusta University, the advantages created by our diversity in thought, culture, and collaboration give you and us infinite opportunity. Together, we're changing our community, our campus, and our world. We are boundless. We are Augusta University.
Tamara Brown with SUV TV at the CP3 Rising Stars campus.
SUV TV's 2019 NBA Draft Day coverage.
Anthony Edwards Collegiate Decision presented by the Georgia Hoop Circle on SUV TV.
SUV TV brings the game to the audience.
You give a better focus on the actual game at hand. Sometimes you could tell it's just a running camera by itself sitting there, but with SUV TV, it's more of a personal experience.
Just the exposure, being able to see games that you normally wouldn't be able to see, not only here locally, but across the country.
Those angles make you pick up different things as a coach, as an evaluator. They're giving you great quality, nobody talking in the background. I think it brings basketball to the forefront.
Whether it's a family member that lives in a different state, they can watch the game, or just bringing in more coverage for these players, or if it just allows us to raise more money for something like Susan G. Komen. And so I think this event has grown because you guys have been a part of it the whole entire time.
SUV TV has given a different light to kids that don't always get the best exposure.
The commentary that goes along with the games, I think is always interesting.
Touchdown.
Oh, yes, sir. It brings something to the table that no other streaming aspect can bring, no matter how hard they try right now.
Dayton Avian Williamson at the buzzer. That is how you get the Peachtree Corners Invitational started. And that will do it. Thanks for joining us.
Inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse, the second half is underway. 46-41 in favor of the Jaguars. Strong drive by Edmondson. Check out the official statistics at the end of the opening half. The visitors from Francis Marion, led by Jaquez Smith, officially with 22 points in that first half on 4 of 5 shooting from long range, 8 of 12 overall, 2 of 2 from the line. Jalil Robinson with 9 points, 3 in the ball game for Norton, 2 for Edmondson, 3 for Cox, and 1 for Matthews. Augusta, they were paced by Troy Cracknell with 19 points in the first half on 7 of 9 shooting overall, 5 of 7 from distance. Helping him out was Tyshawn Crawford with 8, Tyree Myers with 5, 5 in the ball game for Rafael Montero, 3 for Miguel Arnold, 4 for Darren Lucas White, and 2 for Robert Barloon. And a driving attempt up and put down by number 23, Robinson.
Uncharacteristic turnover by Rafael Montero there after being doubled in the post.
Arnold didn't make it. Loose ball rebound by Crawford. And they're going to reset the shot clock.
This right after the turnover. Rafael Montero tries to hustle back and get a block on the other end, but is unable to. All the momentum is on Francis Marion's side right now.
Augusta in the first half shot 54% from the field, 14 of 26, 7 of 12 from long range, 58.3%, and 11 of 12 from the foul line, 91.7%. Francis Marion, 46.7% from the field on 14 of 30 shooting, 52.9 from three-point land, 9 of 17, and 3 of 4 from the line, 75%. Augusta out-rebounded him 19-11 in the first half. More assists as well, 9-4 in that category, as Arnold with the runner.
That's something I think Coach Dimitris wants to see more and more from Miguel Arnold, him getting to the basket, shooting off the dribble, getting some easier shots to go down. That should lead to him shooting better from deep as well.
2 for 5 on the night for Arnold from the field. He's got 5. Matthews with the pull-up. First field goal for Matthews.
Such a well-played game. Both teams up over 50% from the three-point line in the first half.
Crawford in the low post, turns with the jump hook, and it's good.
That's beautiful. Dimitris wants a foul as well.
Crawford now with 10. Second player on the Jaguars with double figures. Edmondson blows right by the big fella. From Ladson, South Carolina, 6'5" freshman. Crawford kicks it out. Arnold, pull up. Yes.
So that's twice in this half that Miguel Arnold has gotten a basket off the dribble. We've gotten so used to seeing him catching and shooting threes. It's good to see him getting it in different ways. That should lead to good outcomes. Now Augusta's gone zone for the first time.
Floater put up there by Smith, no good. Back comes Arnold. Cracknell, short of the mark. Here comes Matthews with a head of steam. And Montero, anticipating where he'd come, took the charge. We get a chance to see it again.
You know, Rafael Montero's only gotten a chance to shoot the ball twice from the field today, but you know, making a difference in other areas. Here you see Tyshawn Crawford with a beautiful jump hook. Actually, a good find to Miguel Arnold. He makes a sweet jump shot on the baseline. I look forward to seeing in this second half what both of these teams look like when Troy Cracknell and, as we see a turnover from Montero, his second of the half, what both of these teams look like when Troy Cracknell and Jaquez Smith probably aren't scoring 20 points in 20 minutes. You know, that's the kind of thing that usually doesn't sustain itself for 40 minutes. So where will each team get their offense as the two leading scorers from the first half probably cool off a bit?
Yeah, it's interesting you should say that, as there's another three ball. This time Jaleel Robinson, who's warming up. That's his fourth three. 14 now for him. Because in our first game of the doubleheader, we had that happen where one player got red hot, Asia Harrison.
That's exactly right. 15
points in that first half. It's part of the effort of an overtime victory for the Jaguar women. 74-67, that overtime victory. 4 players in double figures for Millette Green and her squad. Manning and Wilson with 16 points apiece. Harrison and Howard with 15 and 13 respectively. The victory gave Augusta University's women a 4-2 mark on the season in Peach Belt Conference play, and they're now 7-7 on the year. They too will be traveling to Pembroke on Saturday. Pembroke for the big matchup. So the Peach Belt Conference men's standings look like this. USC Aiken, the perfect 6-0. Augusta University and Lander 4-1. UNC Pembroke, where we'll be traveling on the men's side for a 3:30 affair on Saturday. They're 4-2. Columbus State 3-2, as is Flagler. Francis Marion, our opponent here tonight, 2-3. 3-9 overall. North Georgia 2-4, as is Georgia College and State University. Georgia Southwestern 1-4, Young Harris 1-4, and Clayton State 0-5 to round out the Peach Belt Conference standings. Miguel Arnold unable to find the range. And now the Patriots with a chance to take the lead.
A little bit of a counterintuitive move. Augusta going zone against this hot shooting team.
There's a deflection, Cracknell. Those long arms, Chad, got in the passing lane.
Yeah, that switch to zones paid off so far. Sometimes a change of pace works wonders.
There's a lob down to the big guy, pumps, and he gets it rejected from behind. Robinson.
Coach Metris wants a foul here. Let's see if there was any contact. Yes, there was.
Montero turns and faces against the youngster. That whistle and a foul against Edmondson. The 3 victories for Francis Marion have been in close margins, 8 points or less. Victories over Johnson and Wales, 108-100. North Georgia, 87-85, and Young Harris, 117-111. Five for 5 now from the line for Rafael Montero. He's got 7. Averaging 19 points a game, 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Nice drive and a rejection off the shot attempt by Smith. Second try goes out of bounds. It'll be Augusta basketball. Chad, take a look at this.
Augusta continues to mix it up defensively. Now they've got a couple bodies around Jaquez Smith, and the biggest body of all rejects it there.
Lucas White.
Darren Lucas White looks like he might have tweaked something on that last move. Looks to be favoring his leg a little bit.
He had extreme hang time, but he needed every bit of it. He tries to get out and extend on another made three by Robinson.
Jaleel Robinson has picked up where Jaquez Smith left off in the first half.
Myers, Lucas White, Montero driving, tries to dump down and is stolen away by Edmondson. Bounce pass, stolen back by Augusta. Lucas White with the steal off to Myers. There's Miguel, pull up, yes! 3-point field goal, Miguel Arnold.
Well, after leading 32-9, there hasn't been a lot to cheer about when it comes to Augusta's play in letting Francis Marion back in the game, as you see Khalil Robinson firing away from three. But the one thing that Augusta has done that is cause for optimism is get Miguel Arnold going offensively. That last three-pointer was his third made field goal of the second half. First two were off the dribble. That one's a pull-up three. If they can get offense from their basically best offensive player, besides probably Rafael Montero, that's a great sign for the Jaguars.
Yeah, Augusta utilizing Miguel Arnold's ability to knock down shots. He now has 42 made threes on the season. He's got 7 of the team's 11 points here in the second half. Augusta led by 5 at the break. Lead by 3 off that made three-pointer. The loquacious Demetris. Nice smile on his face as he was joking with the official. One possession game. And Edmondson showing the range.
Francis Marion seems to never miss from deep.
Here he is, Crawford in the post.
Augusta got 2 free throws out of a similar play going to Rafael Montero on a baseline out of bounds play not too long ago, and now Crawford gets a chance to go to the line.
We've talked about his form over the many weeks. He misses for the first time tonight. 3 of 4.
It's starting to pay off for Tyshawn Crawford.
Robinson rejected by Myers. Make that Arnold. And Lucas White with the flush.
That's Darren's preferred method of takeoff, off the right foot with two hands. Did that on a backdoor play.
Smith from way downtown. Just off the front iron, and back comes Augusta. A chance to extend the lead. There's a steal by the long arm Robinson. Count it, and a foul.
You know, in addition to Francis Marion's hot shooting, you have on the other end Augusta making uncharacteristic plays, being loose with the ball. Rafael Montero, I think he's had 3 turnovers here in the second half. Tyree Myers with 1 there. It's just something you don't see from Augusta on a regular basis.
Robinson with the chance for a conventional 3-point play, and he gets it. Montero in the post, working against Edmondson. Didn't realize he dropped. Shot clock down to 2. Cracknell, side of the rim, no good. Smith trying to get a call, and back comes Lucas White, and he loses control of the basketball. Arnold, free throw. Tries to bounce pass. They call him for a traveling violation. We've got an official timeout.
It's a dunk earlier from Darren Lucas White. This one put Augusta up by 3. Francis Marion has since tied the ball game. I see a lot of Augusta playing tight right now. You know, Darren Lucas White just had a chance to explode to the basket. He mishandled it, shoveled it over to Miguel Arnold, who, you know, looked like he was setting up for an opportunity for a pull-up jump shot. He chose to pass instead. Referee sees hesitance. Lots of times referees just react to that by calling travel. I'm not sure if he walked or not on that play, but you know, a lot of Augusta playing unsure of themselves right now. It's easy to do. You get out to a huge lead, you start to get in that mindset, even though you don't want to, of protecting that lead. Francis Marion's playing with nothing to lose. Their best player's not even suited up, so they're playing loose and free. It's showing in their 3-point shooting. Augusta's got, they've got to, you know, loosen up somehow, get some confidence somehow, finish this game strong.
Yeah, Augusta led it 32-9, Chad. And since then, it's a Francis Marion show. The Patriots outscoring the Jaguars 51-28. We're deadlocked at 60. Still a ton of time left in this one. Love to see Cracknell get back into the action offensively. He has to lock down defensively with a tough assignment against Robinson. He'll pick up a personal foul here.
Here you see Troy working real hard defensively, moving his feet, forcing him to turn several times. Looks like pretty good D there.
Yeah, I think he wanted to carry. Robinson goes behind the back to the basket with those long arms. He's got 22. 13 of those since the break. Edmondson throws it away. Lucas White on a 3-on-1. Montero. Hack going to the basket. So the Patriots coming all the way back to take the lead by 2. Reliable one at the free throw line. Montero steps up. Six of 7. Now 7 of 8. He's got 9. Robinson travels. Gary Edwards up, employing his defense. Step out there and get the ball back. Lucas White loses his man to the basket. Lucas White counted, and a foul.
Darren Lucas White's a ball of energy. Sometimes it works perfectly as it did there. Sometimes it doesn't. But you take the good with the bad, and there's way more good than bad when it comes to Darren. He avoids the defender there, throws his body into the shot blocker. You know, that's that old saying, you draw contact from a shot blocker. You get into his body. Darren's about 6 feet tall, able to finish over the bigger defender there. Darren's the kind of guy that can really give you a spark. He did just that there. Now it will fall on Lucas White to defend Jaquez Smith. Well, good job by Augusta weathering that storm. Francis Marion took a 62-60 lead, their first of the game, and Augusta's responded with 5 straight points.
Timeout on the floor. 9:51 left to play. This is SUV TV.
You are anything but ordinary. You have your own path and your own potential to realize. At Augusta University, the advantages created by our diversity in thought, culture, and collaboration give you and us infinite opportunity. Together, we're changing our community, our campus, and our world. We are boundless. We are Augusta University.
Just under 10 minutes left to play for the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Augusta University basketball alongside Chad Cook. I'm Charles McNeil. Good look inside and a basket.
That's great execution in the two-man game between Jaquez Smith and Robinson.
What a second half Jaleel Robinson has had. Got 24-15 in the second half as Crawford
I continue to be impressed with Tyshawn Crawford's touch around the rim. He shot that one off the wrong foot. The left foot finished with the left hand.
Pull it past to Montero, and he knows what to do with it. Montero now with 11, averages 19 a game, and the lead is back up to 5.
Again, I'll say great response from Augusta after falling behind briefly, going on a 9-2 run, and then forcing a turnover here.
Arnold. Smith threw it away and tries to get it back. Cracknell down low to Crawford. Gives it up to Lucas White. Lays it off the window. There's a whistle and a foul.
You know, back to Tyshawn Crawford's touch. I don't know if that's what we'll see here. I think we will. Watch him here. Usually when you shoot with your left hand, you jump off your right foot. He does that off his left foot with his left hand. That's this kind of stuff guards do. And, you know, he's got a much better touch than I think people realize, and that's why I do expect him to start making more and more of his free throws. He's actually made 6 of his last 8 free throws when you go back to the final minute of the game Saturday against Young Harris. He made 3 out of 4 in crunch time with Augusta nursing a lead. So the big man, just like Montero, has picked up his play in conference play. You love to see that, and now he's starting to make free throws. He's really coming along. It's been covered ad nauseum, the fact that he sat out a year at Georgia Southern, and then in his freshman season, his redshirt freshman season, only played 30 minutes the entire season. So he's just now rounding into form, and it's working out well for everybody involved.
Increased playing time as well. Shows the signs that he's in shape. 70-64 is our score, now 71-64 as a pair from Darren Lucas White at the line. Gives him 11. Deep ball, no good. Rebounded by Crawford. So Lucas White with the basketball. Bounce past to Montero, and he gives it away. Cox all the way to the well with the right hand.
A little bit of a momentum killer there. Augusta again just failing to take care of the ball. Very uncharacteristic of the Jaguars.
Arnold has a couple options, goes with Raphael. Now Cracknell on the wing with the fling, ding!
I love to see that from Rafael Montero. He's had trouble taking care of the basketball here in the second half, but he makes a great decision here. Draws the defense, kicks it to Troy Cracknell. I tell you, at times, Rafael Montero plays like a point guard. This is one of those times. He did it in the first half as well. Troy Cracknell hasn't been heard from since that 19-point and 10-minute outburst in the first half, but he's back with possibly 4 more here.
$22 points for Troy Cracknell. An 8-point game with an opportunity to extend the lead.
What a response from Augusta, right? You know, it's almost like going down by 2 points woke them up in a way. You know, maybe officially put them out of protect the lead mode and into win the game mode. A lot of time left here, but it's good to see the Jaguars respond to that adversity.
Free throw is missed. Loose ball picked up by Francis Marion. So the Patriots have it, trailing by 8. Dickerson in the lineup now. He has the basketball. Dumps it down low, pump fake. And a steal. Tyree Myers. He'll back it out, work some clock. We've got a whistle, and I believe there's some moisture on the floor. A couple of players saw us start sliding a little bit, so the officials checking things out. Safety of the players is paramount. Augusta will keep the possession, and Cracknell will launch. Short of the three-point attempt, but he's undercut by Norton. 73% free throw shooter. Will head to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, you score 19 points in 10 minutes. You really start to draw the attention of the defense. He was open momentarily there, and Logan Norton just couldn't help himself, making contact, trying to contest that Troy Cracknell three.
Missed 2 of 3. So 23 points in the ball game for Cracknell. 75-66, a 9-point edge for Augusta. Edmondson. He's got 9. The lead is down to 7. Montero down low. Here we go, the big guy. Arnold outside on the wing. Now to get it down low, and he had low post position, but he let him outside away from his strong hand.
Another great pass from Rafael Montero to Tyshawn Crawford. Coach Demetrius cannot believe that Tyree Myers just turned that ball over again. Again, just slightly out of rhythm Augusta is here with these uncharacteristic turnovers.
Jamal Edmondson.
Crawford here looking for Miguel Arnold. Short clock at 10. He's going to get a screen from Crawford. Good two-man basketball there from Miguel Arnold and Tyshawn Crawford. Arnold getting all the way to the rim, drawing all the attention of the defense, and then that clears the lane for Crawford to clean up the mess. Miguel Arnold's been a steadying force for Augusta here in the second half. Didn't get that one to fall, but put his teammate in position to make the bunny. Augusta leading 79-71. It hasn't been pretty for the Jaguars, especially when it comes to taking care of the basketball. They've done a much better job of defending the three-point line, or maybe even just letting nature take its course and having Francis Marion not be unconscious for a full 40 minutes. So that's worked in Augusta's favor. If they can start to take better care of the basketball, might have a good finish here for the Jaguars.
So cocks the trigger, and they've got it in the front court quickly. Recognizing the 8-point margin, trying to get shots up. Augusta with the board and now in the front court. Working against Edmondson. Lucas White cut, didn't see him. Now Cracknell. Montero with a jump hook.
That's beautiful ball movement. Hopefully we can tag that one and show it to everybody in a little while. That ball touched everybody's hands. It moved from side to side and ended in a point-blank look for Rafael Montero. This is why Augusta is one of the best offenses in Division II. You see the end of it there. You can't get a more point-blank look than that. That's part of the reason why Rafael Montero shoots over 60% from the field, because he makes sure that he gets looks like that.
It started with Lucas White and made his way around the horn, Chad.
If I'm not mistaken, this will be Jaquez Smith's first opportunity to score here in the second half after 15 minutes of play. What a difference from the first half.
Got some moisture on the basketball. The official found a dry towel to wipe it down. 9-point game, 4:43 left to go. Smith at the line.
Now, Jaquez Smith and Troy Cracknell are both proving that it's hard to stay hot for 40 minutes.
So you need a little help from your friends.
You know, Jaquez Smith got that help early in the half from Jaleel Robinson, as well as Jamal Edmondson. Both made some key baskets for Francis Marion, but I think time is starting to tell that Augusta's attack is a little deeper, a little more balanced.
So 5 guys for Augusta helping out the aforementioned Cracknell.
Yeah, and
there's only really one player, well, 2 players, I should say, Edmondson and Robinson helping out in the second half, that is. Smith, who was unconscious.
You know, speaking of Augusta and getting help, Troy Cracknell getting help, there was a time when Troy Cracknell had 19 points and no other player had more than 4 for Augusta. And you mentioned how many was it in double figures now?
Well, I actually hadn't mentioned that, but 17 now for Crawford, 11 for Lucas White, 10 for Arnold, and 15 in the game for Montero.
So 5, including Cracknell. Five Augusta players in double figures. Kind of a hallmark of the team, the balance. 83 points with 4 minutes to go. It's a good offensive squad.
Bullet pass down low. Montero turns and faces. Edmondson with the rejection. Cracknell, step back, 3 in the air. Front iron, no good. Loose ball rebound. Lucas White, he has it. Dumps it down low to Montero with the reverse.
We'll get Dip Mitris over here after the game, and I think he'll tell us that Darren Lucas White has been a real spark plug for Augusta off the bench here today. That time he got that 50-50 ball, fed Rafael Montero for a point-blank layup.
Lucas White catches, elevates, and finishes. Lucas White unofficially with 13. And Augusta's up by 13.
You know, in addition to the job that Darren Lucas White has done creating offense for his team, he's also done an excellent job on Jaquez Smith here in the second half.
Lucas White slipped. We got a timeout on the floor.
That's that play where Darren Lucas White gets that 50-50 ball. A lot of guys would shy away from that contact. He went right into it, got his team possession. You'll see it here again, I think. No, this will be Darren finishing in transition. off the look ahead from his partner, Tyree Myers, fellow sophomore. You know, I mentioned the guys playing tight earlier, playing not to lose, playing to protect the lead. I don't think Darren Lucas White knows how to play that way. He only has one gear, and that's full speed, full throttle, and it has served Augusta well here.
Jaguars United was a big night. A lot of fun for the students and faculty, the administration at Augusta University, having a great time here tonight at Christenberry Fieldhouse. As the second semester begins, I think it's a great opportunity for more and more students to come out and see the Jaguars. They'll be back home a week from tonight on January 22nd as they take on North Georgia. Women's game at 5:30 and the men at 7:30. So make your plans and spread the word.
We see here how Darren Lucas White's making it so hard on Jaquez Smith. Smith's going to draw the foul from Darren Lucas White here, but nothing easy about this. Guys are having a tough time keeping that floor dry.
3 players in double figures for Francis Marion. We mentioned the 5 players for Augusta. More importantly, Augusta shooting lights out. 28 of 48 on the game from the field. That's 58.3%. Two more threes here in the second half gives them 9. 9 of 19. But Smith has it for Francis Marion, working against Lucas White. Drives by him. Now kicks it out on the wing. Wide open shot for Edmondson. Side of the rim. Rebounded by Montero. And we're inside of 2 minutes left to play. Montero.
Another point blank look for Rafael Montero. Augusta runs its offense to the point where guys are put in position to succeed. Perfect example of it there.
19 for Montero, that's his average. Beautiful move there by Dickerson. $13-point lead. 81 seconds left on the clock.
We're going to see a great slip here by Rafael Montero. He goes to set a screen. His man jumps out to hedge. Montero just slips right to the basket, shoots an uncontested layup. When this game's over, I'm going to go grab Coach Dip Mitras and send him over your way, give him my headset. I'd love to hear when I watch it later, if you find time to ask him about Darren Lucas White's defense on Jaquez Smith and maybe how they reacted to that, Francis Marion finally taking a lead. Those are the 2 things that stand out in my mind, but I'm sure you have others. If I know Coach Dip Mitras, he'll dwell on some of the negatives. There's always plenty of those to dwell on.
And there's a big collision, and Tyree Myers went down hard.
He's holding his head, too. Oh, but he smiles and laughs it off. I called him the toughest guy, toughest basketball player I know for a reason. He showed it there. I've been told Tyree Myers is one heck of a running back before he really started focusing solely on basketball. I can see that. Imagine trying to tackle that guy.
Referee in the huddle with the Jaguars, trying to find out the secret to their success. Smith with the three-point attempt. He was fouled in the act. Myers didn't agree. Jaquiz Smith. He has been shut out here in the second half. Until then. So 25 for Smith to lead the way. Robinson with 17. 8 in the game for, I had him for 10 for Edmondson. Lucas White buries the triple. Lucas White with now 16. Augusta will bring it across the timeline, and that should do it. Final seconds wind down, and Augusta will prevail in game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. A clean sweep for the Jaguars as they take care of business against Francis Marion. The Patriots women go down to defeat in game 1. And the Jaguar men taking care of business. First game was an overtime affair, 74-67. And this one belongs to the Jaguar men. Final score, 94-78. And we'll come back in just a moment with a little bit of conversation with head coach Demetris. Will make his way over after he has a conversation with the head coach, Gary Edwards of Francis Marion, wishing him well. You're watching SUV TV.
Okay, Coach, I want to ask you about two things. One is Darren Lucas White, his overall contribution, and probably specifically guarding Jaquiz Smith in the second half.
Yeah,
let's start with that.
Yeah, Darren did a great job. He's a little loose with the ball. That's why I took him out a couple times. He did a great job of guarding. And actually, we put Troy on him for a few possessions to give a little length. You know, you get up 24, Troy's going crazy, and then Jacques goes crazy. and then all of a sudden we're down. So, it's a tough matchup when they're spreading the floor like that. We had to take big fella out for defense. I'm not real happy with how we played.
Yeah.
Okay, but we won the game. But boy, we were bad during some stretches. So, but we'll take the win, and we got some great contributions. People, Miguel did not play real well, but it's a win, and we'll take it.
Do you feel like when you get up big like that, and then the other team inches back, you can't help but maybe play to protect a lead? Do you feel like that turnovers in the second half? Do you feel like that was kind of situation?
Yeah, we got up 24. I think everybody thought it was going to be easy. It got away from me pretty quick, too. And I look up, I call timeout. I said, Jesus, at 12. And then we're up 9, and Jock hits a tough 3, and that kind of deflates us, So, I don't really know. I got to go back and watch tape because that's concerning that happened, especially home floor. But, like I said, Tyree was a little loose with the ball. All our guys were loose with the ball tonight. So, I don't know. We've got to get better. And, it's a win. We got a huge stretch come up here in 4 games in 7 days.
We sure do. But positives in a double-digit win in the conference, you can't beat that. Now, Francis Marion takes a 62-60 lead, and then you guys take off from there.
We do. We went inside. Tyshawn scored a couple. He made a great pass one time. Troy got fouled on a 3. Yeah, we were good offensively all night. He scored 94 points. At halftime we had 46. If we limit 1 or 2 of those threes, it's a 15-point game. But with that three-point line out there, you can never relax. I think they made 9 the first half. And then they took some tough ones and were able to get some runouts. And during that stretch, we had 2 fast breaks that Darren, I don't know what he was doing on the one. I don't know if he was going to try to dunk it or I don't know what he was doing. And then he had another turnover on the break. So those are 2 bad plays, which we could have separated. But all in all, it's a good win.
I've got Tyshawn Crawford making 6 of his last 8 free throws. You got to like that.
Yeah, I've worked with him a little bit. He's happy to make them. He's changed his routine. He's a little more disciplined with it. I took him out. It was one of those things I thought they were going to wrap him up, Shaq a little bit. But, he impacts defense. They spread the floor. That kid who made like 2 threes all year, banged a couple in. So we try to get a little better matchup. But, no, it was good for us to win.
Yeah, great win, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff. Yep.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for joining us on the broadcast here tonight. Augusta gets a 94-78 win behind, 5 players scoring in double figures for the Jaguars. We're looking for stats here. If we can find them quickly, I will recite them. Looks like, okay, I do have stats. So Rafael Montero, 19 points and 7 rebounds. Troy Cracknell. Maybe I might not have the complete stats here, but 5 players in double figures. Okay, yes, we do. Thank you for sticking with us. I don't know if you're still with us or not, but here we go. Total points, Troy Cracknell with 23. Remember, he had 19 in the first 10 minutes. Rafael Montero, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Tyshawn Crawford, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Miguel Arnold, 10 points, 4 for 10 from the field. And rounding out players in double figures, you have Darren Lucas White with 16 points, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 5 for 7 from the field. Now, Augusta shot the ball extremely well, 60% from the field, 30 out of 50. 10 out of 20 from the three-point line, and we've got them down for 15 turnovers here. The turnovers was probably the most concerning part of the game. I feel like we might have missed a couple there, but, with Francis Marion only turning it over 11 times, maybe that's why I feel like Augusta did an even worse job taking care of the basketball. Augusta also made 24 of their 29 free throws, so over 80% there. Augusta's back in action Saturday on the road against UNC Pembroke. UNC Pembroke's probably the most talented team in the conference, so that'll be a big one. But we're back home next Wednesday against North Georgia. I'm looking at Charles here, and I'm thinking about the fact that Augusta in 4 tries – and he'll look at me and hopefully confirm that I get this right. In 4 tries at a doubleheader here this season, Augusta has swept every doubleheader at home, dating back to the Payne game, Georgia Southwestern, Flagler, and tonight Francis Marion. 4 sweeps of doubleheaders. And I'll tell you, Charles, I see you're all mic'd up again. Next Wednesday will be the toughest doubleheader of all. North Georgia's women, the defending conference champions. If Millette Green and the Lady Jaguars are able to pull off that win, then we'll know they're on the right track. We already know they're on the right track, but that will speak much more loudly. And do you have anything for our fans before we go?
Yeah, I was just going to say Goldsboro play in the women's game gives them more pause to say, look, we've got Twin Towers that might be able to compete against the best that the conference has to offer, not to mention that Michelle Davis still has an opportunity to play and play well. And Labagnan, Stella definitely did well in limited action tonight. So perimeter game for the women, perimeter game for the guys. That's the secret to success for the Jaguars. And then when that outside game fails, live by the three, die by the three, people say oftentimes you just turn to the inside game. You've got Crawford and you've got Manning and you've got the ability to pull away a couple of victories here tonight. So fantastic doubleheader victory for the Jaguar Nation.
Yep. All right. Well, I enjoy spending time with you, Charles.
As always.
And also with Jaguar Nation.
That's right. We thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will have you here with us next week. If you can, get out on the road rather with the Jaguars. They'll be traveling to Pembroke on Saturday, and of course Monday they're at Columbus. And we look forward to bringing you all the action. Make that Clayton there in Clayton, and we'll have all the action for you of those two fine contests by way of the internet. And then Chad and I will be back with you and SUV TV, the entire family, as we'll be bringing you that matchup. And just to make sure I've got everything clean, all hearts and minds clean. I was right the first time. Follow your first mind. Columbus is the opponent on Monday. So, again, Pembroke on Saturday, Columbus on Monday, and we're right back here on Wednesday as we take on North Georgia. And it should be a barn burner, both men and women. So for the entire SUV TV family and my broadcast partner, Chad Cook, I'm the Mac Daddy, Charles McNeil. You've been watching exclusive coverage of the Jaguars, courtesy of AUG B-Ball on SUV TV. Good night and God bless, everyone.